Today's workout can be done either with a yoga block, which is the preferred method, or with a book, and I'm going to hold them side by side so you can see the difference in height, just a smidge, and then the difference in width. So clearly the yoga block gives you just a little bit more thickness than the book does, but you should be able to do much the same work. I'll keep them side by side so you can see what we're going to do with one versus the other. So let's just start. The other option is for the standing work. You could easily stack up two books. Let me just move back a tiny bit so you can see my full head. And when I'm doing, I just have a mat here for when I need it a little bit later. I'm going to move back. So you would stand on the book and hold your hips so they're nice and level, and then you're going to drop down and level yourself back up. And what you're trying to do here is, if your back has anything that's slightly off, what this does is it just kind of brings you back into equilibrium here. And like I said, the book, same thing, you're just dropping a little less than you are if you're using the block. So we're just going to continue to drop and level. Now, the leveling part, you actually want to feel really lifted here. And we'll do just a few more. You really start to get that standing leg and your feet. So again, that block not being as long, if you have big feet, this could definitely be an issue. All right, now what we're going to do, and if you have knee problems, be very careful here. You're going to start by just tapping in front, tapping to the side, tapping to the back, and to the side. And we're going to do that 5 times. Front, and side, and back, and side. So lots of work on the standing leg, and the glute, and the hips. And we're going to continue to do 2 more sets of these. And again. Now we add on to that. So this is going to be a little bit more challenging. You want to stay lifted. Tap and touch in front. Stand up. Touch to the side. Touch to the back. And again, touch to the side. We do 5 sets of those. Front. Side, to the back, a little harder, and to the side. So I'm going to do all of the first side standing on the block. I'll do all of the second side using a book just so that you can see the difference. And again, it's not important if it's a block or a book, because both of them you can use interchangeably, no big deal. And you should really be feeling the burn on that glute. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the book. And you'll see this isn't a very tall book, but still I'm staying on that one leg, and then there is that differential in the hips. So we just start with those down and up. Really pushing, it doesn't matter how low it is, you're still shifting the hip, leveling it off, pushing through the inside of the leg. And we just keep doing those. And a few more. And you want to really feel that push through the inside of the leg. So we're not just shifting, shifting, shifting. There is a drop, and then it's a hold. And a drop to the hold. Just a couple more. And it's in that hold on the inside of the leg where you will feel your body really working hard here. All right, now staying level, we do our front tap, side, to the back, and to the side. So here, same thing, pushing into that standing leg. It's not going very high. And just a couple more sets. And like I said, that standing leg should really be burning just by you pushing down and lifting up away from it. Now we just do a little tap and a tap. Be careful with your knees here, very small. I'm just softening in the hip joint, softening and softening my knee. Again, keeping it small. And like I said, I'll switch back and forth between using a book or a block, depending on what you have. And just a couple more of these, very small. Come to your vertical, down to come up, down to come up. And our final round. And we'll go side and back and side, and then just shake it out a little bit. Okay, now, if you have a block, I want the block like this so you feel your inner thighs squeezing. If you have the book, just use it this way. It's not going to feel the same. So this is definitely a case where you might want to try it like this. It's not always that comfortable, but for anyone who doesn't have the block, let me just have you do it the skinny way. And all you're going to do is squeeze and rise and lower back down. Squeeze and rise and lower back down. So here's definitely a case where 2 books might be good, or something just slightly thicker would be good. But let's just go with this, or like I said, yoga block. Just rise to the top, squeeze it, and that squeezing, no matter what the width is going to give you that reference point for your inner thighs. And we keep rising, try to find a balance. Slowly lower back down. I'm gonna stand sideways so you can see. I'm shifting to the balls of my feet, squeezing as hard as I can, squeezing as I lower back down. So let's meter this out. Let's rise up for 3, 2, 1, and lower down, 2, 3. And we're gonna keep doing that meter. 1, 2, 3, hold, and lower, 2, 3. Just a few more of those. Up, up, up. And it's okay if you don't have perfect balance on every single time. You're just trying to get your feet to work to find the connections of the inner leg through the pelvic floor and the belly. Slowly lowering back down. And we'll do just a few more of those. Up, 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 lower, 2, 3, and 4 more sets. Paying attention to that squeeze. If you are not squeezing the thighs as hard as you can, whether you have a book or a block, you may not be working your legs to their maximum. So really make sure, block or book, it is really tight, tight, tight. Lower for 3. And final one, tight, 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 holding it. And lower, 2 and 3. Bend the knees. Okay, now you're holding your book either like this, or you're holding your block like this, okay? We are going to take our legs hips width apart, and what we're going to do is twist, tap the block or the book, and we're just going to keep rotating and tapping. Now, why I'm squeezing this is because this connects me into my back and my arms. Keep twisting. We're pulling the knee across the body. So not only am I working my back, I'm working my abs. Now we switch sides. Touch and center. Now you may have a little bit more rotation to one side or not. You're just going to keep doing these. Just a couple more. Now, same but different. You're going to go side and up. And so you're probably losing a little bit of the vision of the block over my head, but squeeze it tight. Twist at the waist, or not even a twist, it's a shift to lateral, back up. So your ribs shift over the opposite side. Same thing, it's ab work. Last one, and again, over, up. So you shift, bring the knee up, Try to find that balance. A few more. Last two. And good. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the book. Everything that we're doing is going to be balance and connection. So we're squeezing the book. Here's where we're going to go with this. You're going to take your arms over your head, bring your knee up, extend out, squeezing the book or the block, bring it back in, still on that leg. Arms over your head, bring it in. Squeeze the book or the block. That acts as a reference to work your back and help you balance. So it's probably feels like we're doing a lot of unilateral standing work. Yes, we are, because it's going to strengthen your back, your hips, your knees, and of course challenge your balance. So squeezing here, this is going to help you. And it's not one that you want to speed through. And we only have a few more times because I know that it'll burn your calves to stand on that leg. And if you feel insecure with your balance, stand close to something or just do less repetitions. But this should really get your standing support leg to work. The leg does not have to kick back very far. All right, let's switch sides. I'll stand facing you. So you squeeze it here, reach it out, squeeze. Now I'm really squeezing as I pull back in. And I keep emphasizing the word squeeze because the more you're squeezing, the more it draws you into your abs. All right, so we go over, squeeze, in, squeeze, front, bring it back in. And you may notice side to side, you're probably not as strong on one side versus the other. So just pay attention to what's happening with your body. Do you need to just come up and down and just keep it low? Whatever you need to do to start to get the balance, you're more than welcome to do that for yourself. And we have last two. And one. All right, that's more than enough standing, so I'm going to grab my mat and let's go into our work on the floor. So a couple of things. One is this block is the perfect size. This book is a little more challenging, but it will, again, keep you connected to your inner legs. So let's just start with the block. And all you're going to do is take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, squeeze it, bridge your hips up, lower your legs and hips back down, and release. Again, bridge your hips up, squeeze, lower back down. And just very, very simple bridges, just reacclimating to the floor, feeling both sides working together, lowering back down. And last few before we challenge ourselves. And bridge up one last time. All right, now what we're going to do is take the block, place it behind heel to the knee, and I'm going to take the book so you have that sense as well. And I will do it with, you can see I have it here and here. Try to keep it in place. Bridge up, tap, lift, lower back down. We'll do 10. So you want to keep squeezing the book or the block into the back of the leg. So again, unilateral, but lying down and keeping that book in a fixed place will release the hip flexor, but also have you work a little harder. And we have 4 more on this side. And you'll feel a lot of that single leg glute. All right, we have one more time. Now, stay lifted, push a little higher and just little pulses with that leg up and up and up. All the work is happening on the support side in your glute, not your knee. And let's do 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lowering down. All right, now that you know what to do, switch to the other side. I'll go into the yoga block on this side so you can see. And we start with just the bridge, and then we tap and lift, and we lower down. And again, tap and lift, lowering down. And just keep doing those, nice and slow. Feel the bridge, tap it, lift it, and lower. Keeping your collarbones wide. And use your arms for stability here. Lowering down. Let's do 4 more. Lift. Stay lifted as you tap. Push harder as you bring the knee up. So try not to get lazy on that support side. It may be tired. Last 2. All right, this last one we're going to stay lifted, and then we go 10 of these. Just little tiny down and up. Stay as lifted as you can. And we do a few more. And last 2 and 1 and good. Okay, lower down. Now we'll go back into the first side, the exact same setup. I'll just keep switching. So if you have a book and not the what do you call it, the block, thank you, then this is your work. Hardest part is keeping it fixed in place. So curl your upper body up. Keep this knee steady. The other leg goes out and in. Out and in. Now, if you don't have access to strong neck muscles, keep your head down and just go out and in. Totally fine to have the head down for the whole time, but just lengthen, squeeze here, pull your belly muscles in. If you do have access to those neck muscles and they feel strong, lift your head up. Do what's comfortable for you right now. And just a few more. Now keep that leg out there. Take your arms up and just lower and switch. Now, same thing, if you can support your head, take your head up. If you need one hand, you can go up. Otherwise, just alternate legs here. For 4 more, and 3, and 2, do what you need to do, and 1. Now, take the book out, lower your head down. You're going to switch legs. So again, block or book, doesn't matter. And you get it in place, either hands behind the head, you go out and in. Or your head is down and you extend, squeeze the side hard, bring it back in. And extend and bring it back in. And just keep going, doing what is right for your body, whether that is the head is up or the head is down. And we do a few more of those. Remember, it's whatever feels comfortable for you. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Now, either the head is down or the head is up. Whatever you can do today. If your head is gripping with it down, make sure that you just focus up, relax. Head comes up here. You can hold your head. You can hold your head here. Make sure you're relaxing. And we'll do just 6 more. 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. All right, now let's go ahead and place this at our ankles. So you have a choice, and again, the choice is block or brick. Your hands are by your sides. You're going to extend the legs out, bring the knees in, open and close into a butterfly. Out, pull your belly in, open, close. Also, you can stay lifted and in. Now, when you don't have as thick of a block and you're using a book, you're going to have to squeeze even harder to keep your abs engaged and your inner thighs engaged. So I'm doing both versions, head up, head down. I'm doing version with a block, version with a book. One of those is going to be right for you. We have 5 more. Make sure you just really squeeze to do those butterflies. The hardest part is not losing the foot connection. Now my head comes down and I just do the 20 butterflies. So you'll really get that inner leg and ab. 6, 7, 8, squeeze harder, 9, and 10. You have 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now let's do a little bit of side lying work. So we'll start, you have the option. Option A is you're pushing down into your book. Option B is you're pushing with a soft elbow into your block. And let's just start with our knees bent. And we'll do our clams. Open and down. The more you push into this, the more you're going to feel your abs. And we're going to alternate between this pushing down and then against squeezing something. Just a few more of these. Push. The more you push, the more you feel your abs. All right, now take that block or your book, and it comes right here. I'll alternate so you can see. And then you're just going to go up and down. I'll do the second set using the book. Just keep squeezing your heel towards your glute without losing that block. And it'll help you stabilize your hips. And you'll really feel it. And good. Okay, now second set. Using the book so you can see. Put this way. Push down. Squeeze. The more I push down into the book, the more I'm going to activate my obliques. And I'm squeezing my heels. My body isn't rolling back. I'm trying to stay stable in my waist. And we keep going. We'll do 5 more, then we'll put it back. So we're doing 2 sets of these. And we have 5, 4, and 3. Keep pushing that arm so you feel your waist. 2, and 1. Okay, take that book. This is going to be a little bit trickier for you, so make sure you have a good grip on it. And you go up and down. So your range isn't huge. It's more about keeping your heel pushing back into your glute. And it's going to require a lot of concentration to not lose that book. And last 2, and 1. Okay, now take either your book or your block in front of you again. This time you're pushing down, your head lowers, and you lift both legs up by pushing that top arm. You lower back down. So again, we're talking about why we're pushing. We're pushing so we feel our waist. And lower. Push and lift, and lower. And we keep doing those up and down. Up and down. And seriously, the more you push the top arm, the more you feel your waist. You should not be feeling your neck. Make sure your shoulder is relaxed. And we have 3 more, and 2, and 1. Now prop your head up. Your bottom leg is going to come under it extends, you bring it back, stay lifted. We'll do 10 of those. And 3, 4. Keep that top side lifted so you feel your obliques. And that top side, you'll feel your arms. Both legs are lifted. We have 3 more, then we'll repeat that whole series again. Last 2. Keep that top leg lifted, the bottom leg is up even more. All right, now lower your head back down. Just take a second, relax. Push into the book, lift both legs up, squeeze the inner thighs, lower back down. Lift, hold it, squeeze, lower back down. And we're gonna keep doing those. And you should at this point be feeling that top oblique. And up. And up. And up. 4 more. And 3. Shoulder is down. You push that top arm. You should be feeling that top arm. Now on 1, stay lifted. Pull your head up, shoulder down, bottom leg under and out. You do 10. Top leg is lifted. The bottom leg is off the ground as well. Waist should be really working hard. This is 4. We're going to do 10. 5 and 6, 7 and 8 should be burning. Last 2 and 1. All right, now go ahead and just sit up. You're in your mermaid position. Let's just stretch over and lean away. Really get that waist to stretch. Over and lean away. And we'll do just 2 more of those. Stretching over and away. And last one, stretch and away. Okay, for the second side, we're going to use the block. So if you have a book, use your book. If you have a block, use your block. You start with the shoulder relaxed, hand is pushing down, and we just do clams up and down, up and down. Pushing into the block using the heel of your hand, and just keep going. And squeeze your feet. And again, remember, the more you push, the more active your top oblique will be. We'll do 4 more and 3 more. Last 2 of these. Last 1. Okay, now we take block or brick, oops, and place it behind you. It's an imperfect science. You'll eventually get it. So you'll go up slow and down. Now don't worry, the knees don't have to touch. You just want to maintain that parallel. And down. And we just keep doing these 2 sets, 10, and we're not going fast. We're pushing that heel against the glute, holding it, pushing it as we lower. So it is an isometric contraction. We're pushing against it, or eccentric. Just keep going. Last 3, last 2, and 1. Okay, now we repeat the whole thing, pushing down, squeeze your feet, and we open and lower, open and lower. So I'm pushing my arm. Remember, this is activating my top side. My obliques are starting to be awake. I'm not dumping my ribs into the mat. I'm staying lifted through the rib cage. So pushing down on the top, lifting up on the bottom. And I'm going to do 5, 4, and 3, and 2 more, and 1. Okay, now bring this back. Squeeze it tight. That is your work. The squeeze and lower squeeze. Lift and lower. So remember, the more you squeeze, the more work it is. Whether it's a book, whether it's a block, you're trying to fire up your glute and your hamstring while keeping all of this stable. And so it's, again, more ways to strengthen your hips, but also ways for you to activate your core muscles without using your neck. Good. And let's do 3 more. You should be feeling these. 2 more. And 1. Okay, now your second series is the block is here, your head is rested, you push that top arm down, lift both legs up and lower. We squeeze as we lift and lower. Now I have this pretty close to me, it's not arm's distance away. I have it in so that I can drop my shoulders. Squeeze the legs as you lift and lower. And we keep pushing down and lower. Really feel those inner thighs as you do this. And up, and up. Just a couple more. Squeeze, and squeeze. Now on this one, you're going to stay lifted, prop yourself up. The bottom knee comes forward, it extends, it bends, and it lifts. Now remember, this one is all about your waist, all about your abs. Push, forward, in, and side. Now if you find that your shoulder is getting tense, just lower it. Keep this press maybe a little bit less intense, but keep the bottom leg lifted, top leg lifted. We have 5 more before we do our second set. Make sure it really pulls in with that knee, out where you are, in and down. We have 3. Last 2. And our final one. In, out, in and down. Drop your head, relax your shoulder, go back to lifts for 10. Press down, lift 9. And 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. And 3. Hold. 2. Now on 1, I want you to push, hold, lift your chest up, drop your shoulder, knee comes forward, out, in, and under. Forward, out, in, and under. We have 8 more. You should really be feeling that top oblique. 7. And 6. And 5. And 4, and 3, last 2, and 1, and good. Now here's where we sit up and go into your mermaid stretches. So we go over and reach and lengthen that side of your body, and again, over and reach. So your obliques should be awake, because in the beginning when you were standing, you started to wake them up. Now you're lying and you're keeping them awake. So lots of waist, lots of hamstring. And we'll do 1 more. All right, now we're gonna go into a kneeling position, and I'll start with the book. So this is a closer view for you. You'll be in this kneeling position, and as you can see, I'm really pushing up, and I'm just going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. I'm trying to keep my hips squared off as I do this. And by having a block there or having a book, you'll feel your hamstrings. And we'll keep going up and up. And if this is too much on your wrists, you are welcome to use your fists. You're welcome to put your forearms down. Do the best you can. Now we're going to stay lifted and just pulse it up. Keep going. We'll do 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and hold it there on 10. Take the opposite arm out. Lower, lift. I know it's a lot on the wrist, do the best you can. And if you can't, You're welcome to lower to the forearm, which will be a little more challenging, so like I said, do the best you can. Up, and up, and up, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now put both hands in. Take the leg to the side, bring it back. Take it to the side and back. I promise we'll take a pause between side A and side B, because like I said, I know it gets to be a lot on the wrists and the shoulders. But make sure that you're rotating and that you're feeling your waist here. The leg does not drop as it goes side. You do not lose the ball or the block, the brick, whatever you're using. And we'll do one more time, stay there and lift it, and you'll really feel both butt cheeks. We have 10 more. If that hurts your neck, look straight down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Take your book out or your block out. Let's put our fingertips so that they point towards us. We'll sit back and we'll do a quick little stretch. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And just a few more times, just shifting forward and back so you feel that stretch through your wrists. And then I like to turn my hands the other way. Same thing, stretching. And just shifting forward and back. And last 2. And 1. Okay, so now I'm going to use the brick for the second side, and I'll turn so that you can see what it looks like. So it is here. And we just begin with a lift and a lower. Lift and a lower. And that is the pace that I want for the initial part. Just up and tap down. So 1, 2. Hold 1, lower 2. We keep doing those nice and slow. Really feel the weight through all of your fingers, but the pinky finger is rooting down and you feel it all the way around through the shoulder. And if you feel like you're losing your brick, just reestablish your connection. You can replace it, you can adjust, just make sure that you have a good grip from heel to the glute. We have a couple more of those. Make sure your abs are engaged. All right, now I'm going to stay up and I'm going to pulse it. Try to find the inside of the leg so your knee isn't rolling out for these. Keep pushing up. We have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, stay up on 1. Opposite arm goes up. And we're going to go down and up. Down and up. Or you could go down in opposition, but let's just keep it together. Up and up. I know it's a lot. And up. So we won't stay here too long with that one arm. And just be careful to not lose that brick because it's really easy to lose. You have to keep squeezing it and fight for it. Yep, and I lost it, which is totally normal. And in this case, that book is going to be a little bit easier. All right, now I'm going to stay there and pulse. All right, hands down, leg goes side and back. Side and back. It doesn't have to be big. You're just trying to get it open, look at it, bring it back. Open, bring it back. A little harder than it is doing it with the book, but still that's going to force you to really work those hamstrings and your glutes. We'll do a few more. Hard not to lose it. Now stay there and pulse it side up. Your neck can be relaxed. Don't lose the squeeze. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Now let's just stretch our shoulders, thread the needle. Taking a deep breath, come right back up. Thread the needle on the other side. And come right back up. Now, you have options. I am going to show you first with the book. So with the book, I've got this between my heels and my butt, and we're just gonna try to do push-ups. Option B is you have the yoga block, so I'm always gonna show you the different options, and you'll figure out what is better for you based on what you have at home. So the heels, you sit on it, and then we lean forward here. Try to maintain that and up. So I'm pushing up, leaning into my arms. Now I'm not going very far as my shoulders bug me a little bit, and I know yours do a little bit too. So just keep it small. Focus on the hamstrings and your body staying in that same position. Keep breathing. I'm not on my kneecaps, I'm on my thighs. And I do 4, 3, and 2, and 1, and good. Just do a little child's pose, stretch your back. Nice, deep, easy breaths. All right, now let's take our block and we're gonna do a little bit of kneeling side stuff. So I'll start this time with the block and then I'll switch back to the brick. So what you're going to do is do a lateral stretch, squeezing this. I want you to take the block, tap the ground, reach back up, come back up. So this reach, you want to stay. The more lateral reach you get, the more waist you'll feel. And we're going to keep going. And just keep reaching. Stay long through your side. Last 2. Last 1. Now keep it in your top arm. Transfer your weight. You're just going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep going. Up and up and up and up. Last 2. Now on last 1, stay lifted. Put that block back behind your leg. And you're just going to go in, open, in, and open. And again, I'm recognizing that the arms can't do too much work. So just do your best. Just a few more. Almost there. This is 8 and 9 and 10 and good. Okay, second side, we'll switch to the book. So your legs are open. You lean. You take that book or your block, reach, come back to vertical. So you're really long, rooting that foot down. Reach away. This arm is reaching. Nothing changes. You come back up. Long through your waist. Back and up. Stay long. Now, if your knee bugs you for any reason, you could double up your mat underneath your knee. Put a towel underneath your knee. Use a pad underneath your knee. Whatever you needed to do. I have my leg slightly turned in on that bent side. Keep going. We have a few more. Keep reaching long through your waist. Last few of these. And last two. Final one, reach. Now exchange the weight, hand on the ground, shoulder drops, and you tap and lower. Tap and lower. And the arm doesn't have to go higher than your shoulder. Just keep lifting and up. Lifting and up. We have about 6 more. Lift away from your fingertips. I know it can be a lot, like I said. 4 and 3 and 2. On 1, stay there. Remember, this is tricky. So you try to find that connection, okay? And we just go in and open. And you'll make whatever adjustments you need to based on, can you squeeze your book? Can you squeeze your block? If you lose it, that's totally okay. It's totally normal. You just set it back up again. And mine's slipping, so I'm just going to make an adjustment a little bit lower, which for me made a difference. And we'll do 6 more. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, last 2, and 5, and 6. Okay, let's get into a little bit of back extension, and we're almost done. Goes quickly. So here's what we do. Lying on your stomach to protect your back, you want to make sure that your pubic bone is pushing into the floor. You're welcome to put a towel here if you need it. You're going to start with your arms straight ahead of you. You inhale. On the exhale, squeeze your block, lift, and lower. Now you can see I'm not lifting beyond here. I'm not activating down there. So it's just a small lift and lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Now if that's too much for you, you can just lift without holding something. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 3 more. 1 and 2 and 3. Now place your hands on top of either your book or your block, and what you're going to do is lift and twist, lower back down. Lift and twist, lower back down. Exhale, reach, inhale, come forward. Exhale, reach, inhale, come forward. And just keep alternating. Nice and easy. Stretch your shoulder in your back. Stretch your shoulder in your back. And twist. And just continue. Make sure your hips stay anchored so you're not twisting side to side in your pelvis. Reach and press down at the same time, whether it's a book, whether it's a yoga block. And 1 more of each. Okay, now I'm going to switch to the book just again so you can see. And I have it upright here, okay? I'm just going to push down into the book to lift up and lower. Push down to lift up and lower. With the block, all that is a little higher and lower. So by pushing down, it helps you elevate your back a little bit more and a little bit more. And up. And you'll feel your arms arms working here too. Make sure that your shoulders draw down your back. And last 2. And 1. Now just do a child's pose for a moment. Let your back relax. You're probably not used to having a lot of extension right now, so when you're over your computers or sitting a lot, it will tighten you up back there. All right, slide back. Now, take your book behind you or take your block behind you. I'm pulling my arms down, lifting as high as I can, squeeze the shoulder blades, and lower. Again, pull, and I feel like I'm pulling the book or the block apart, and I lower. Again, lift and hold it there, squeeze the shoulder blades, lower back down. Hold it there, lower back down. Just a few more. Hold it, and lower. Hold it, and lower. Hold it, stay lifted, take both legs up, lengthen everything, and just swim kick those legs. Just breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, keep pulling on that block. The more you pull, the more your triceps are gonna fire. Your neck is long and relaxed. You have 2 more deep breaths in, and exhale. And 1 more squeeze and feel those arms working hard. And relax. All right, now we go into our final child's pose, stretching your back, taking a deep breath in and out. And then we'll tuck our toes underneath us. Go into a downward dog. Let your head be heavy. Bend 1 knee. And straighten that leg. Switch sides. Sink into your heels. Feel the stretch. Straighten the legs. And again, 1 more on each side, pushing back. And straighten. Pushing back. And straighten. Walk yourself in. Soften your knees and just let your tail be heavy. Swing it side to side. You're going to very, very slowly roll up through your spine. Shake your shoulders out and just do a few circles up and around. Let your head and neck be loose at the same time. Squeeze the hands behind your back. Take a deep breath. All right, good job today. You did it.